Hello, darlings. Today's reading is going to be kind of different. While I intend to do regular readings, love readings, money readings, regular general readings, readings for the collective, whatever, this one's a little bit of a deep dive, semi-deep dive, because of the unusual eclipse situation. We have, we have the solar eclipse in Aries, we have Mercury retrograde, and we have Venus retrograde going all at once. And according to astrologers, that means the following: a lot of spiky energy, a lot of heavy energy, a lot of sticky stuff, issues of longing and desire, and the idea that eclipses and things like this, and we're just using this as an excuse to read cards, just um, are about burning away everything that no longer serves you, that you have not chosen to purge from your life on your own. And so this is the kind of moment where the universe says, all right, you're still dicking around with that? Fine. Here you go. And it takes it from you. And so you are pushed to do that through intense feelings of longing, of frustration with your life, a desire to run away from it all, a desire to do something else, a desire to transform yourself, a desire to transform your life, a desire to run away to the circus. And so, by way of introduction to my own experience with that, following this, there is a small story time section where I talk about a very humbling, humiliating, and ultimately delightful experience I had with some very painful limerence for a fictional, no less, character. And because he's been such a huge part of my life for the last year, it's gonna come up, and he's already come up in other spreads. So I'm just gonna address this, so that I can move on and know that I've done my little confessional, and then we can just read about stuff. So if you want to skip that part, and I certainly don't blame you if you do. Why would you want to hear a total stranger gibber about their? Well, I don't know. Maybe you do. You can listen to this and feel better about yourself. Or you can listen to this and empathize. There are plenty of people who actually went through the exact same thing for the exact same person. Person quotes. So if you are one of those people and found this reading, Goddess bless and keep you. And you are of my people, and I love you. So anyway, check it out. Again, click the timestamps below if you want to go straight to the reading. Bye, darlings. Love you so much. Well, darlings, here's the moment. Here's the moment when you get to find out just how weird I am. And congratulations on that. It's good to find things out early, right, in a relationship before you get too involved. No, this is the story time part of this reading. Hello, dear. And I'm doing this for a few reasons. One, because I think a lot of us suffer and feel crazy all by themselves. And any opportunity to shed light on a feeling or an expression or an experience that is more universal than you think is always a good idea, because it can comfort people and make them feel less crazy, and it can help them to turn something that feels really weird into something that feels inspiring, or a gateway to knowledge, or a way to find out more about yourself, a way to connect to other people. And this story is all those things for me. So this reading is going to be about the fiery solar eclipse in Aries that's happening in the middle of both Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. Now, I'm not a big astrology person. I am not knowledgeable, right? I just do know that as a Gemini with Virgo rising or Virgo moon and Gemini Venus, my butt gets kicked by these time periods a few times a year. Things go screwy, packages get lost, things break down, communication is hard, all these things. So this one in particular, and reading about this eclipse, is important to me. One, because I started this channel during Mercury retrograde. So, I'm just to the world. And two, because the nature of this eclipse is about, I've heard it described as intense states of longing, a desire to transform yourself, a desire to have a new life, what a fiery burning away of everything that no longer serves, endings, all sorts of things, right? Like intense. And reading about all of that, I thought, I have a story about this last year that relates to all of this really, really well. So here's a story before we do the reading about my experience with this sort of energy. And I'm going to address the concept of longing and limerence and the desire to transform in a very personal and vulnerable way, humiliating even way, in the hopes that maybe you might. I know there are people who literally had the exact same problem as me, so you are my levies, but also how it can apply to your life as well. So this is again the story time part before the reading. So last year around this time, I was caught up in the most shocking and intense bout of limerence I have ever experienced in my life. And if you don't know what limerence is, allow me to define it for you in a non purely psychological way. Okay, limerence is most commonly expressed as an intense crush that is far more than just a crush. It feels against your will. It comes with intrusive thoughts. It creates obsessional behavior. And, uh, you know, most importantly, it tends to be an internal experience. It's not something that you want to share with anybody. It's not something you don't want to confess. In fact, what you want to do instead is kind of isolate yourself and go into reverie, right? And think about your limerent object. And it is an object because, you know, you don't actually have a crush on a person. You are objectifying someone or something. um and that limerent object eats up every moment of your brain. This character is a character from a video game. You will notice he is both exquisitely handsome and hyper realistic. And he is a vampiric elf, and his name is Astarion, and he is from Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 was the game of the year last year, so it's hardly an unknown entity, but lots of people don't play video games, and that's fine. I play video games. I play a lot of video games, or I used to. I used to. Before Baldur's Gate, I played lots of different games. Now I play Baldur's Gate. At least for now. I was starting to play other games. But anyway. Last year, January, February, March, I had the miserable experience, and I do mean miserable, of falling madly in love with a fictional character. Now, there are lots of reasons for this. One, hyper realistic, amazingly well written, and interesting character. Two, I don't know if someone could physically be more my type than this face. This is and remains, and I say this as a stable, psychologically fairly healthy woman with a beautiful, handsome, sweet partner whom I love, right? And a stable life, and I pay my bills, and I do all those things. And I think that is the most beautiful face ever made, period. And I still do. And it's embarrassing. And let's keep going, shall we? All right. So I played the game with my partner. I found myself really just unable to take my eyes off the character, and became hyper just triggered as hell by him. I mean, it was bad. And when we finished the game and I like begged him to let me romance him and all that, I was in a state of limerence so bad that I couldn't stop thinking about him. But it was worse than that. It was so much worse than that. It wasn't that I thought he was real. It wasn't that I was delusional. I mean, there's an online term of delulu, of course, and that, sure, delulu, sure. I was in love with a fictional character, so that's delusional. But I had no idea that I had no illusions that he was real, that I could have him, nothing weird like that. It was more like I could not tell if I wanted him or I wanted to be him or what. I, I, I was, I suddenly hated my life. I, and I say that knowing that people I love will watch this. Should have warned you I might cry. Anyway, I hated my life. I wanted to run away to the circus. I wanted to chuck it all and go. I hated everything about my life. I hated what I did for a living. I hated the way I looked. I wanted to lose weight and become more beautiful. And oh my God, my life is over and I'm too old and everything's screwed and I have no more adventures left for me. And I'm fucked and this is bad. And oh God, oh God, oh God, Astarion, Astarion, Astarion. And that was me for 3 solid months. I barely slept. I barely ate. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I sought counseling, and I found an online counselor, and she really helped me a lot because uh she helped me to realize that he represented needs that I had that were not being met in a big way. And also, the character is very traumatized in the game. His story has a lot of cruelty in it. I mean, just tremendous amounts of death and cruelty in it. And it woke me up to my own trauma, my own history, my own stuff. And so I got some help. And I purged a lot of things that were old, very sad in me. It also helped me recognize what was missing in my life, a situation that I'm still dealing with right now, but am grateful that it was stirred up. in spite of the fact that it's very painful and an ongoing situation. Um, it inspired me artistically, which is a big deal. Also, um, there's only one way to deal with limerence. Well, no, that's not true. There's two. Limerence is a state that will flare up like a mania and dissipate. You can get it to dissipate much quicker with extinction. And by that I mean going no contact. Don't play the game, don't look at pictures, don't look at him, don't enjoy, the fact that a character that has caused so much obsession for so many people that there's over 12,000 pieces of fan fiction of this man in existence. There are endless depictions of him in beautiful art. People take thousands and thousands and thousands of screenshots in the game of this character. And I met not only one of my dearest friends in the world through our mutual obsession with this character. Uh, Hello, Jill. But I also uh, strengthened a friendship with another friend of mine who was going through his own particular obsession with the game Starfield. Not like this. He was obsessed with making it work, engineering, creating, playing with different versions of things. His obsession was with the relaxation and detail. My obsession was with him and his story. And oh, look, there's a little moth. It's a little teeny moth. Sorry? Hello, moth. Anyway. No, not anyway. This was horrifying. I tried to downplay it, but no, it was bad. I'm telling you, my friends, if you're listening to this, it's so much worse than you thought. Only my friend Jill knows the depth of my longing. And it was so much more than just him. It was everything. I couldn't stand anything about myself or my life. Not that I thought I could be with him, but I just wanted to chuck it all and run. And instead, I learned a tremendous about myself, tremendous amount of stuff about myself. I brought up trauma that I haven't thought about in a long time. And like I said, I connected with other people with the same obsession. I even started a Blue Sky account that was an alt account for my main account just for this character in the game because I knew that the only way out was through for me. I could not extinguish it by going cold turkey. I had to just wallow in it. So I downloaded the game. I played a lot. It was my primary escape. It still is a comfort to me. But I had to play and play and play and romance the character over and over and over again in the game till my brain finally, the primitive part of my brain that desperately wanted to pair bond with this fictional character finally had enough. And it said, right, he's ours. Okay, good. Whew, he's ours. We've got him. Yay, we won! Beautiful elven vampire man is ours. Yay! And it stopped. The limerence stopped. Now, do I still have the account? You bet. Do I still play the game? You bet. But it's gone from a miserable experience to a comforting one, to a delightful one, to a source of camaraderie and shared delight and just back down to a regular old hyperfixation where it should be, right? But the ride itself was really, really humbling. And the desire to transform my life and become a different person is still there. It's burning in me. It's burning. So, I am going to attempt to read about that idea. about what burns away and how we transform and what needs to go and what will show up in its stead. So, just a light subject like that, no big. I hope you will check it out with me. That would delight me. And my goal is to do, sure, I'm going to do normal weekly readings, yes, but I hope to do these weird sort of esoteric readings as well, at least once a month, something like that. Little deep dive, shall we say, into concepts of transformation, love, longing, limerence, again, of course, a major subject for me at this point. How sometimes the most surprising things make you more aware of your own particular needs and what's missing in your life. The spiritual qualities of that. What are you being told by obsessions like this? And can we read about it? And can I read about it without bursting into tears? I don't know, kids. I just don't know. This one's real close to home. Like, I can't quite believe I'm doing this and I'm going to put it up on the internet for people to make fun of. Because let me tell you, I was bullied as a kid and vulnerability is not my strong suit, and I tend to mask that vulnerability with all sorts of distancing behaviors. And darlings, my heart is full of love. So, if you're like me and you're barely holding your shit together in this regard, or you have an Astarion problem of your own, hello, my fellow star fiends. Well, join me in this little exploration. That's right, it's an eclipse reading. We're reading about eclipses. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching this part. Man, you're a trooper. Mwah. Ooh, I love you, sweetie. Okay. Oh shit, oh dear. See you in the reading. All right, darlings, here we are. We're going to read about longing and transformation and limerence and obsession. Light stuff, easy stuff. I'm going to try and look at what's the root of this longing. How has it shaped you? What have we tried to fill that particular ache with? Is it working? What's being illuminated by this eclipse? Or this longing, shall we say? This longing energy. If you're here, you're listening, you're reading about limerence more than anything else, right? We define limerence in Storytime, just so you know, but that does mean you have to listen to me talk about myself. Think of limerence as a crush that you didn't choose, giving you thoughts that you didn't welcome. But how does this longing serve us? What does it show us? And what rises from the ashes if we take steps, right? Okay. Sorry. Almost fell on the floor. Everyone's trying to escape. Okay, let's see if I can read about this for the collective. First card is... Oh, the lovers. Will you or won't you? The choice is yours. Okay. Auspicious start. So, making a choice. Taking a chance. Doing the new thing. Possibly. The original name of the lover's card was The Choice. Curiosity is a type of magic. Page of Swords. The call to adventure. This is the Fool card in the deck. Another call to adventure. Take a chance. Each morning is a new beginning. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's do a row. The Six of Pentacles. The universe providing you the means to do the thing. Ooh, look at that light flaring up. Interesting. Interesting. Every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. Maybe this is your time after a lifetime of service. The Knight of Cups. Romanticize the present moment every chance you get. Ooh. I have things to say, but let's get the whole row down. And oh wow, the King. Okay, so Knight of Cups and then King of Cups. Always compose yourself before giving a response. Right. The King of Cups is very emotionally intelligent, right? The idea of a very emotionally intelligent person. Okay, this is already a really rich row. The Lovers and the Page of Swords and the Fool right next to each other suggests that you already have a choice in your life, a choice that you feel more and more compelled to make. Definitely boredom, definitely a desire to change things up, add new things to your life. I mean, you don't necessarily have to remove something from your life. You could just be needing to add things to your life. You, pudding cake. You'll know better than I. But that's interesting to me that's coming up like that. And we've got the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Cups. Now, the Six of Pentacles is the means to make things happen, and also just a lifetime of being very kind to other people and having it bounce back to you. And the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. Knights are always fast-moving energy, and King of Cups is reaching something interesting. But in this case, this could be someone in your life that is maybe a crush now, but who becomes very important later. This could be someone reaching out to you who eventually becomes incredibly important to you. A King of Cups is pretty dreamy. I mean, he's emotionally intelligent, he's attractive, he's kind and funny, can be really romantic, but also can be a little self-absorbed and emotional, and that's okay. When it comes to romance, certainly, in this, there's definitely a romantic overtone to all of this. It's all a matter of fit. It's not a matter of this is bad and this is good and this is true and this is not true and this is, it's a matter of fit. Do you fit? Do your energies fit? So, good judgment in the choices that you're making matters more than attributes, in the sense that knowing what is a good fit for you, knowing what you actually need to be happy, and finding out what you need to be happy is a theme for this eclipse. It's an idea that stuff is brought up for you that's so glaring that you have to pay attention to what's missing. Stuff that comes up is so glaring that you realize that you just can't do this one more day. You're going to make a change. So this is the spark that does it, right? This is the moment where you realize, you know what? I am actually genuinely pretty dissatisfied. I'm actually genuinely really pissed off. I'm actually You need to do something else. And this could be a job, this could be a relationship, this could be what you do for a living. It can be any passion of yours that frustrates um, frustrates you because it's not your life. Let's be clear. Because it's not, it hasn't yet manifested for you. You haven't yet taken the steps to make it happen. And now you're actually doing more than just fantasizing. You're actually thinking about doing something about it. And the universe, in situations like retrogrades and eclipses, the lore is that um, if you haven't taken those steps, it'll take those steps for you. So let's see. This second row is what I'm calling the burn. Um, what is being illuminated? What exactly is being illuminated, and what is demanding to be burned away? And how does our longing serve us? When I was just talking about that, or enslave us? How does our longing, once it's acknowledged that it's a thing that's happening in your life, where is it directing us? So we have, oh, wonderful. We have the world. Yay, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. Ooh, wonderful. Oh my God. Okay. This is great. Okay. 10 of Cups. Okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbows and smiles. All right. You really want to upgrade your life. You really want to do things a little differently. And you want to do it in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, which probably feels pretty overwhelming, but this is a time in your life, this is a year in your life where you're capable of great change. These two next to each other, they're two of the best cards in the deck. The 10 of Cups is a card of happy family, romantic happiness, fulfillment, prosperity, all of it. And the world is the end of a phase of your life and the beginning of a brand new phase. They're literally the two most positive cards in the deck. I mean, if the sun shows up here, my mind will truly be blown, but it's good. The Hierophant. Tradition is important. Tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. Okay. Oh, Nine of Swords. I'll get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. All right. Strong desire and a lot of self-judgment. And boy, oh boy, 9 of Wands. It will take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. That's right, pudding cake. Okay. 8 of Cups. If your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. Okay. Wow, this reading is going really well. For some of you, you've got a lot of judgment for yourself. You've decided that you haven't gone as far as you should have gone. You haven't accomplished as much as you should have gone. The traditional routes that you took so far have not worked very well for you. You are tired, you are stressed, and you're not having. Ooh, the lighting keeps changing. Interesting, because my lighting isn't changing. You're tired and stressed, and wow, that's really weird. Ooh, spooky. Um, you're tired and you're stressed, and you're judging yourself a lot. Why aren't I married by now? Why don't I have kids by now? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? Why am I not there with my career? Am I unhappy with that? Why does my house look the way it looks? Why haven't I finished these tasks that I want to finish? Why are all these projects piling up? Judgment. And it keeps you distracted from actually changing the fundamental things in your life that have to change, right? If there are big changes to make, this reading might be for me. Um, this reading might be for all of us, but you're someone who is literally feeling bad for feeling bad. You feel bad because you feel bad, and you feel bad that you want more in the middle of a zombie apocalypse when everybody else is suffering, and you're just that kind of person. You think, what right do I have to wish for more in spite of all of this? But you know what? No, no, no. And you will hit a point of exhaustion so hard that you will consider leaving. Now, the Eight of Cups is a card of realizing that you have done all the sunk cost you are going to do. And even though you've invested a great deal into something, you're willing to let it go. You're willing to let it go to pursue this happiness. You're willing to let go what you thought was going to be the source of all your happiness and do something else. I wonder what that is. We're going to pull some more cards. I'm doing a traditional pull from the top thing. Six of Swords. All aboard. It's time to write it. What the heck and heck? All aboard, witch. It's time to write a new chapter. All right. Some of y'all are running away to the circus. You are making a genuine change here. Page of Wands. Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it will be effortless. Interesting picture. Interesting what she's... Redheads are weird. Ask me how I know. And let's see. Oh, right. The Queen of Wands. Heck yeah. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. Oh, what a positive spread. This is beautiful. Rather moved by it. And I don't feel like I'm doing it justice because I don't have somebody in front of me to bounce this off with. I'm new at that. And that's frustrating me right now because this is such a beautiful spread. And if I could get feedback from you to know what part of your life is up in the air and what part of you want to change and what part of you that's frustrating you, I could tell you more. And I wish that I could tell you more because I so wish for happiness for you. And I so wish you to have what you need. I'm overclipped today. Okay. Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemon, makes enchanted lemonade. Okay, we've got two pages. Pages of Wand and Page of Pentacles. Here, let's just move these next to each other. It doesn't make any difference. New steps taken. New life. You know, the Six of Swords is moving from a bad place to a good place. It's getting on a boat and riding the heck out and heading to this island. See the island here? In traditional thing, it's two people getting into a boat and they row towards an island. It means going from a bad place to a better place. Some of you are going to take some pretty radical steps and change your life. And it's steady growth. It's not an immediate glow up. It's not an immediate kaboom, all new and everything's marvelous, right? But it's absolutely steady growth. Page of Wands and Page of Pentacles means you're going, you're doing, you're communicating, you're giving yeses, people are buying your enchanted lemonade, you're making your art, you're doing your thing, and as a result, look at this darling Queen of Wands. Oh my God, how cute is she? Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. Those of you that have forgotten how marvelous you are, it's time to remember, sweetheart. It's time to remember. And if you forgot, I'm here to tell you, you still are beautiful. You still have adventures to come. You still have experiences to have, love to have, art to make. I'm talking to myself, I suppose. But, you know, this, your story isn't over, not by a long shot. Everything seems so very shit right now. It's hard to imagine there's still good things, but there are good things. There are good things. And sometimes times like this come to just literally burn everything down to the essentials so you can see very, very clearly what you need to do next. And that's coming for you. So, let's take the last two cards. Ace of Wands. Don't you see your passion makes you glow? I'm trying not to cry and I'm failing. Okay. And Judgment. Judgment of all cards. Judgment. All the signs say you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, we got two ways to interpret that. The Judgment card is a card of hope and renewal. So this card isn't saying you're exactly where you're supposed to be in the sense that don't change anything and everything can stay the same and you're just going to like it more because reasons, right? For some reason you're just going to like it a whole lot more and it'll be fine. It's not saying that. It's saying that the experience that you're having right now, the dissatisfaction that you're experiencing right now, the worry that you're experiencing right now, and the desire to leave, and the desire to do something else, and the desire to take yourself elsewhere, and to start new things, and to try new things, and to attempt new businesses, new relationships, new friendships, new experiences, I'm going to go to the farmer's market every week and I'm going to buy fresh vegetables and I'm going to start a new recipe and I'm going to do a new thing. All of that gets you to here where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be because you trust yourself. You make choices that add and enhance to your life rather than take away. And you're spending a lot of time paying attention to what you need. And I am absolutely sure that some of you have forgotten to pay attention to what you need because you spend a lot of time either in the patterns that you know because they're comfortable, or you spend, especially if you're a woman, and forgive me for this, but women have a tendency to give everything to everyone else around them and then give themselves the dregs of whatever's left. This will be a time when you actually remember what you like. This will be a time when you remember what you care about, and what you like and what's passionate for you and what you need to experience more of. And if the universe, starts off throwing cotton balls at your head, going, hey, 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 pay attention, then tennis balls, then softballs, then watermelons. Okay, so eclipse is when the universe is throwing watermelons at your head. And if you know more about what you need and you're taking the steps to do it, it's a painless process. If you don't, it's going to make you know. You're going to know real soon. And it's going to do that by taking away from you everything that doesn't work, putting in you a longing to leave, and filling your heart with just a desire to self-destruct in some strange way in order to create something hot and fiery and new. Getting very passionate about this. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. No big. That's what I'm seeing. No big. No problem. You can do this. Piece of cake, right? So, darlings, my darlings, this is your Eclipse and Aries reading. Big doings. Big doings. I wish you every possible happiness. We're going to take, speaking of, a little froggy card because I end every card with an affirmation, little froggy card because it's the cutest deck in the world. With the cutest little guy in the world. Or girl, I don't know. We don't know what gender the froggy is. We just know they are perfect. I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes like a dork. But I love you. Whoop. That's too many. Okay, you. Wow. Oh my god. I love this deck. Check it out. Check it out. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to start over. Dude, your call to adventure awaits. I wish you the very best of luck. I love you so much. Please stay sane in this horrible time. Take care of everybody around you, sure. But you actually matter. Treat yourself. Treat yourself like the Queen or King of Wands that you are. Oh my gosh, never too late to start over. Okay. That was your light and fluffy reading for today. It's probably the weirdest thing you watched in a while. And if it isn't, well, good for you. Good for you. Get more weird in your life. It's good. If you like this, if you thought it was interesting, please consider liking and subscribing. Every reading won't be weird and woolly like this. They'll probably be more typical weekly kind of readings, but I do love doing readings like this, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll consider sticking around for more. And if you want to leave a comment and let me know where you are and where you saw this and if it resonated for you at all, I would be thrilled. Genuinely thrilled. And yeah, I'll be thinking about you. All right, darlings. Mwah, mwah. Bye for now. Bye, sweeties. Bye. Bye bye. Be good. Don't be good.